Hello everyone. So in this video we will see reading writing files with respect to uh, preprint format, and we'll see two projects implementation of file systems in it. So here first thing is saving variables with pprint format function. So we already know what pprint module does. So we had a pprint module where the print or the print statement was made prettier by applying p format method. So this can also be done with the further text inside the file, so that the text inside the file will be formatted and it will be easy to read. Not only it is easy to read, but it is syntactically correct with Python code. So here is an example for pprint. Before using pprint.p format, we have to import the module pprint. So pprint, if we import, and there is an example of cat, which is a dictionary file which contains keys and values. If I implement pprint p format for cats, we can see here it has implemented with the value like pprint p format cats has implemented with pretty printing now. So once the pprint p form like cats dictionary is embedded to pprint format, now once a file object is created called mycats.py, there is a text file, sorry, there is a Python code file called mycats, and file object we call it for write, so that a cats, like take a dictionary name called cats and use the previous value what we have declared for cats and apply it to the cats from the file mycats.py function. So once the file object is written with the cats data or cats dictionary data what we have given in the previous statement, if it is written to the file name called mycats.py, it shows what are the objects, means it shows how many characters inserted, and we are closing the file. So we are importing mycats. Mycats is a file, or we can call mycats is a module. So now mycat is a Python file, it is an executable file, so we can import mycats. Now if we print mycats.cats, it is printing all the values from the mycats with name and disk. See here, first we have given name and disk, then name and disk, but since we have implemented pprint, it is keys are arranged in alphabetical order, so that alphabetical order names are printed here. So if we want to get the values one after the other which is stored in cats, we can get it through providing index. We can get it through providing single index or multiple index. This is how pprint.p format function is implemented in files. Next one is, there is one small project which is used to generate random quiz files. So concept here for this project is, this project should create 35 different quizzes and it should create 50 multiple choice for each quiz. 35 different quizzes should contain 50 multiple choice questions in random order, and it should provide answers and 3 random wrong answers for each question. In the sense, it should provide one question with 4 multiple choice. So in the 4 choice, one answer should be correct. Then write the quiz to the 35 text files. Since we are creating 35 quizzes, 35 text files should be written for quiz and 35 answer text files should be written for answers. So what and all we have to do to implement this project, in the sense, store the state and their capitals in the dictionary. So for the 35 quizzes, we are taking all 35 states with the keys as states and values as its capital in the dictionary database. Then call open file, write file and close file for for writing quiz and answer key text files. Use random.shuffle to randomize the order of the quizzes and multiple choice options. So step 1, we have to store the quiz data in the dictionary. Step 2, create the quiz file and shuffle the answer. Step 3 is to create the answer options and write the content to the quiz and quiz file. So first thing, foremost thing is to create a dictionary database. Next thing is create a quiz file. We have to create a quiz file and shuffle the question orders. Next one is creating answer options. Next thing is you have to write the quiz and answer to a file. Means not only one file, we have to write 35 files of quiz and 35 answer script for those 35 files. So now we'll see the program. So this is our program where we can implement the project which is asking to write a multiple choice quiz which contains 35 random quiz files with 35 answers for those quizzes. So first step here is import random. Next, capitals is our dictionary database which contains all 35 states and keys, values for all 35 state keys are its capitals. So once all the data is stored in the dictionary called capitals, next we start generating quiz files for quiz number in the range 25. So quiz number starts with 0 to 35 files. So we take a range of 35. So step 2, create the quiz and answer key files. We have dictionary now. Start creating the quiz and answer key files. Quiz file is open capital quiz %s dot text. So it will take the value from s and dot text. So every time quiz, capital quiz 1, 2, 3 will be taken percentage quiz number plus 1. So quiz number is always 0, 1, 2. It starts with 0, but you don't need to give the quiz with 0, 1, 2, 3. Instead start giving it with 1, 2, 3. So it is quiz plus 1, quiz number plus 1. Open the file in write format. If we have a file already existing, open file will open the existing file. If the file is not existing, open file will create a new file. That is the functionality of open. So answer key will open one more answer key file with the same procedure, quiz number plus 1 in write format. Next one is write out header for the quiz. So you are writing the headers for the quiz. Quiz file name dot write name, date and period. So backslash and name, there is a space so that a person who is answering the quiz can enter. Date, there is a space, and period, at what time can be entered. So these and all is separated with new line character. Next, write is space into star plus state capital quiz. So it is justifying with 20 values. State capital quiz from form %s quiz number plus 1. So quiz file, you are giving the title for the quiz, what quiz it is. So it is a state capital quiz. Next one is states. List capital keys. All the states will be listed with capital keys. So what are the the database capital has keys as states. So here states are taken with list of all capital dot keys. So in this dictionary data type, all keys are states. So all the keys is stored in states. Random dot shuffle states. Now all the states are shuffled with the help of random dot shuffle method. So in the step 3, we are going to make 50 quiz. We are going to make 35 quiz with 50 questions. So for question numbers in the range of 50. So question number starts with 0 to 50, means 49. So you'll get 50 quizzes, and we can write the question number with question number plus 1. Correct answer is equal to capital states question number. So capital states question number. Wrong answer is list capitals dot value. So delete wrong answer dot index correct answer. Wrong answer is equal to random dot simple wrong answer comma 3. So here it will take a correct answer with capitals, and wrong answers will be taken from the random values from the capital. So correct answer will be taken with the help of state's question number. Which state's question number it is, that capital value will be taken, and wrong answer is the list capital dot values. Any values from the list except state's question number is wrong. So delete wrong answers, wrong answer dot index correct answer. So wrong answers is equal to random sample wrong answer 3. So here again we are taking random wrong answers. Since wrong answers contains all the values and we have deleted correct answer from the wrong answer, we can get all the wrong answers here. So random 3 wrong answers will be selected here. So answer option is wrong answers plus correct answers. First we have taken correct answer. Next we have taken all the all the values. From all the values we know correct answer, we have deleted correct answer. So DL function will delete the value. So wrong answer database will have correct answer also, and we know what is the correct answer. So delete correct answer from all the wrong answers. If I have 35 answers, 1 will be correct, so delete that. Once wrong answer is deleted, correct answer is deleted from wrong answers, generate 3 wrong answers from the list. So once wrong answers, 3 random wrong answers are there, we can concatenate 3 wrong answers plus 1 correct answer. That will be your answer options for the quiz. That is again shuffled for each and every entry. Next one is writing quiz and answer options to the quiz file. Quiz file dot write what is the capital of will be the same thing for every question. It contains what is the capital of question number plus 1, means what is the capital of question number will be 0, 0 plus 1 is 1. So state question number, it will fetch the state of question number. State question number is 0, then it goes to the state question number, means state 0. It fetches the state name which is stored at state 0. So for I in the range of 4, question file dot write, you are going to write the question A, B, C, D, I. So A is replaced with 1, A, B, 3, 4, 5 and answer options is given there. Then for after writing every question and 4 options, see here A, B, C, D, I, and then you will be having answer options I. So 4 answer options is written for A, B, C, D. Then quiz files are again written with \n so that you can enter next question after 1 line space. Answer keys dot write. So this is to write the quiz file, quiz questions, and this is to write the answer keys. So same way, quiz file dot write, answer key file dot write will write the question number ABC and answer option plus index correct answer. So answer option will have correct index and 3 wrong indexes or wrong answers. So index to the correct answer and write the correct answer here with respect to the question number. So answer file will contain number and question number and answer script. So quiz file will be closed and answer key file will be closed. Once we save and run the program will run project.py. To see the answer, we have to go to the file where you have, go to the folder where we have saved the file of our project, and there are multiple text files written. So first 35 from 1 quiz answers 1 till quiz answers 35, we have quiz answers for each file. So quiz answer 1 is the quiz answer for capital quiz 1. So if I open the file, it is a notepad text file which contains name, date, period, state, capital, quiz form number 1 and the quiz. So it is having total of 50 questions in each file, and for the 50 questions there is answer script written, and each answer script will have 50 answers with respect to number. So quiz question, capital quiz question answer means capital quiz 24's answer script is this. So with respect to every quiz there is one answer script given. So all 50 questions answers is listed in this text file. So this is about creating a project for generating random quiz files. So next topic is project multi-clipboard. So project multi-clipboard deals with a command line argument for the keyword is checked. Like it has to get the keyword from the command line argument should be saved in the clipboard content. Then if the argument list and sync the list, then keywords are copied to the clipboard, otherwise the text for the keyboard is copied to the keyboard. So we have all this generally and Google form or any application forms. Once you fill the application, the data for the block or data for that field will be saved automatically. If you start entering the data, it matches with the previous entered data and it will be showing the data so that you can directly click on it. So this is where multi clipboards are working. So if you have multiple clipboards for each and every field, and it can save the data of what you have entered priorly for each and every field, then it is easy to enter the data. So this is the function where this is the project where we are working on multi clipboard. So this project contains 3 steps: comments and self setup, save clipboard content to keywords, and list keywords and load the keyword content. So let's go to the project. So this is the project for multiple clipboard. We have to import self and paperclip and sys. Shelf is a system where if you have changed any program or if you have altered any program settings or anything, if the file is saved in the mode of self, then once you open it, the saved settings will be retrieved back, so that it helps in entering multiple clipboards. So once you have changed the clipboard and if you open it back, the data for shelf will be stored priorly in hard disk. That specific functionalities also executed once you open it back, so that we can execute the multiple clipboard for the forms what you have generated. So paperclip is used for copying or pasting data from clipboards, and sys function is sys module is used for getting data from command prompt. Then mcp myself is myself.open mcp. So mcp is a file which I are opening with the help of self, so that shelf will open the file mcp in the form of self file, and once you save and close the file, it will be saved in a shelf format. Once you reopen it, it will restore the functionalities which we altered before. If length of system argument is equal to 3 and system argument is lower than equal to save, mcp shelf sys.average of 2 is equal to paperclip paste. Then if the paperclip means if the data taken from the command line argument is matching to the self object, then you have to paste the data with the help of paperclip. Else if the length.sys.avg is equal to 2, then you have to go for one more if statement stating that list keyword and load the content. Since if you have the content properly, then you can paste the data. If the content is not equal to 3, means it is not equal to 3 in the sense the data is not enough which is required by the program, then you go to the next step. If it is 1, then it is lower than 1, then list it. Then paperclip.copy list mobshelf.keys. So your data passed from command line is not having 3 values, then you have to go to the myself.keys and fetch the value or copy the value again. If it is in myself, then paperclip copy the system arguments and execute. So once this is done, you can close the file and run the file. But in this function, we have to run the file from command prompt so that it can execute the values on the form what we have copied. So since it is based on computer's clipboard and we cannot run it in IDLE, we have to run through command prompt once we have the form existing. So this is about the next project, multi clipboard project. I hope you understood the topic. Thank you.